think let's take a polemical point of view. Let's do some politics in this room. So I think one of the most shocking things is to propose to basically cancel Earth observing by NASA. I mean, the satellite data are so much better at quantifying global trends over climate timescales than any other data sets we have, except maybe sea level. Well, and a lot of that's satellite too. So the idea that we would stop the information stream because we don't like what we're hearing is, when you say it that way, is repellent, right? We don't like what the data, and so we're going to stop gathering data. It's shocking when you put it that way. Now you can clothe it in, well, planetary exploration is really exciting and we're finding all these exoplanets and we might discover the origin of life, and those are great things, but you should understand that that clothing is sitting on top of a desire to simply cut off an information stream whose objectivity no one questions.
Okay, I'll go even further. I mean, I think, you know, the message we're hearing now from Washington, which is really a message that has been there for a long time on the, you know, on the right among groups whose purpose is to deny the scientific understanding of climate change that we have. That logic is, whatever your political views are, it's just inconsistent and incoherent and hypocritical, because the message is simultaneously about the science, and you can see this in the Heartland Institute report that was just sent out to, I think, to high school teachers all around the country, that says why climate science is actually more uncertain than the mainstream scientists say it is. The message is one of uncertainty and doubt. In other words, we don't really know, we're not as certain as the climate scientists tell us, and so, you know, you shouldn't be sure. But if you really believed that, you would want more research, right? You would want the observations to continue. You'd want to solve the problem. If the only way that cutting all these observations makes sense is if you believe that you already know the answer and there's nothing to worry about at all. That's a message of certainty. So it's really an incoherent message, and in some ways that message is more distressing. The fact that that message seems to be able to persist from the highest parts of our government is more distressing than the specifics of the proposed cuts.
Yeah, I feel like, sort of related to that topic, what I find almost more dangerous than denial is making it seem like we can't know, and, you know, it's uncertain, and it just makes turning people off from the idea that we can know things and that maybe they should just disengage because it's too complicated and we don't know. And I find that just really scary.
Yeah, it's surprising that that message even works. So here's an analogy that's been used a lot, that I use a lot. Supposing scientists discover a large meteorite, and they say it's 30 years away, and there's a 30% probability that it will cross Earth orbit. Okay, well, the way science works is that all the ecological niches of opinion will immediately be filled. There'll be some people that say there's only a 5% chance. Some they'll say 99. And the sad fact is,
will be nice.
The sad fact is that the 5% people will be funded by the Heritage Foundation. But anyway, and we could talk about why that is. I mean, it's rational. But anyway, so that ecosystem will fill, and people will be even more uncertain. So then what do? And you know that every year you wait, your information will get better. You could potentially avoid a giant outlay of funds. Every year you wait, it will become more difficult to deflect this object if it is going to hit the Earth. And there is a time, but you don't know when it is, when it will be too late. And I think, you know, that's a really good analogy, and in some sense it can be paralyzing, but it's not paralyzing. So what do? In the face of that situation? You start building rockets. You start experimenting with nudging things out of the way. You start taking action. You don't wait until it's too late. You don't even want to come anywhere close to that. And so it's puzzling to me that an argument from uncertainty is in some sense reassuring, or is an argument for inaction, because uncertainty in the face of annihilation is a reason to take action. Maybe not all the action, but some of the action.